Hi everyone, I'm Lauren and welcome to my ArtNook. If you'd like, please check out my Etsy page. I will be posting this item for sale. And please follow me on Instagram and Pinterest. So today I'm going to be cutting out this lovely lady from this old book from Good Housekeeping. It was volume 122 from 1946 if you're interested. I've got it here on my mat and I'm going to fussy cut it out. I've cut the video down because it took me quite a while. So I kind of sped the video up for you. Now I have some of my scrapbook paper pulled out here and I'm just going to kind of collage it all over. I'm using a couple different types of scrapbooking paper. I like to use kind of some neutral paper for the background so it all kind of blends in. I like to use a lot of glue. You'll notice that throughout my videos. So don't make fun of me too much for my glue. So I have some paper with some words on it, some paper with some kind of graph chart looking themes, and I just kind of tear it up to give it some rough edges, and I just kind of throw it down wherever I think it looks good. I also have some paper from just an old book that I've gotten from the old library. Typically, once a book's not being checked out too much anymore, and they typically sell it for pretty cheap, like 20 cents I think, or sometimes you can pick them up at a thrift store. I have a couple of them here at my home, and I just typically like to tear them apart and use them and use those in my pieces. So I have one here that you can see is kind of falling apart because I've used it quite a bit and it's just not really staying together too well. So I'm just gonna kind of layer these pieces on until I get a nice solid background, and I use some of the same pieces over and over again so it kind of gets a nice cohesive background. I'm using Podge matte medium. You can use whatever glue you like. I just personally like the matte look. I think it looks nice. I don't like anything too horribly shiny or glossy. So here I am. I'm going to go ahead and stick the lady in the top left corner. I want to make sure she sticks really good. I don't want her falling off at any point. So I'm going to give her a nice top coat as well. A nice thing about the Podge is that it kind of seals it as well. And it's a nice glue. It doesn't have any acid in it, so it's going to keep the piece for quite a while. It's not going to make it break down or damage it at all. So it's a good glue. I like it. And it's not too expensive. It's on the cheaper end. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting out a stencil, and I'll try and find the stencil and list it in the description below. So if you like it, you can go out and get it. It's just a bunch of flowers and leaves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this modeling paste. You see to the left there, it's kind of thick, almost frosting consistency. I'm pushing it through the stencil with a palette knife. It's by Liquitex Professional. It's called Flexible Modeling Paste, Gel Medium, and it's really cool because when it dries really hard, almost like plaster, and so it gives you a three-dimensional look to your paintings. So this way I'll have some three-dimensional flowers coming up off my painting. So it'll be a nice little addition to the flowers that are already surrounding her. So I'm going to put some kind of creeping up to the right of her, and then we're probably going to, once we get these on here, we're going to add some below her. Sorry if my narration isn't the greatest. This is my first narration, so please bear with me. So I always make sure when I use this, I do wash my stencils, because this flexible modeling paste can be quite rough on your stencils. It will gunk them up and make them, it'll damage them if you don't immediately wash it off. So if you do try this, make sure you immediately wash them off. I am not responsible for any damaged stencils out there. I do suggest trying this. It's a very fun, cool technique. I saw another person try it and I just fell in love with it. So here I am. And also, whenever you do this, you have to be careful, because if your stencil shifts ever so slightly, it will get underneath the stencil and in places you don't intend to get it, and that just causes just nothing but mess. And then you get a giant blurred stencil and it can just ruin the whole thing. You have to try and scrape it off, so just be careful. You can see there my giant heat gun. That thing helps dry it super fast, because this stuff can take a little bit of time to dry. I typically either use my heat gun or leave it overnight to dry, because it can take a while to dry. You do have to be careful if you're using the heat gun, because it can bubble up a little bit, and just from the heat of the heat gun, it'll like kind of almost bubble up like it's blistering. So you do have to be careful with that, not to blister it. So don't get your heat too high or get your heat gun too close to it. So looking at this, I feel like it just needs one more flower just right there. It's just missing one flower. So I'm just gonna try and squeeze it in there. So just trying to hold it down without letting it shift. And I'm just gonna squeeze one more flower in there. And in between these times where I'm putting the paste down, I've gone and washed my stencil and come back and done another layer. So we're just gonna do this one, and then we are gonna make this painting really pop with some color. So here we go. So I always try and cover up anything I don't want sprayed with these inks. I'm using a combination of a couple different brands of inks. I will list those as well in the description below. I got these as a gift from my mom, but you can get them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. I also got some from a secondhand store called Tuesday Morning. If you can get these secondhand stores, awesome. It's amazing. It's a rare find, but if you can get them there, it's awesome. I love these things. They're just water-based. You spray them on, you can spritz them with a little water there, and they'll start to run, and I think they're just amazing. I love working with these spray inks. So I'm just layering them on until I get the look I want, and I just let it drip down, and I just kind of layer it on. And I just tilt it to the angle I want the little streaks to go. And there I am, happy with my end piece. And then we're going to have some final shots of it. And that's it. And that's what we have after all our work. And in our final shots, you'll be able to see some of those close-ups of that flexible modeling paste and how neat it is. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And if you'd like to see more stuff, please throw a comment below if you'd like to see more things from me, and if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!